Oh.
Welcome back to another video with Straight Outta Content, guys. And again, we are here with Cam Solutions, you know, our new company. And we are here to do a business spotlight with my man, Danny Rowland from Phazes Barbershop. We have been coming to, well, you've been coming here since I'm about 4 years old. He's now 12. I've been coming here my entire time in Texas. It's going on like 20 years. We are here to do a business spotlight. We're gonna ask Danny a bunch of questions as he is now transitioning into social media, YouTube, and soon another shop, maybe even franchise, and a lot of big things coming. So we're gonna ask Danny a lot of questions. We're gonna let the boy get cut. I'm gonna get cut. I look crazy right now, but we're about to go inside. Danny, you got anything you wanna tell him or introduce yourself to the people?
What's up, y'all? It's Cut Me. My channel is Cutting Up with Dan. I'm Dan. This is my barbershop. I got some business partners, and I'm working on getting a second location. But right now, what we doing, we gonna drop some on their channel.
Yeah.
And we gonna drop some on my channel. So y'all tune in.
Yes, definitely, guys. Head on over to Cutting Up with Dan. All his information will be in the link in the description down below. You guys actually, if you real Straight Outta Content family members, you guys know you've seen him on the channel before a couple of times. He showed us the what's the hack with the shaving cream?
The latherizer.
The latherizer hack, and then also his F-150. We did, we blacked out his grill, so kind of like a Carl's Garage video. That video is doing really well on the channel. So make sure you go subscribe over to Cutting Up with Dan. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers so he can start to get monetized, make money from YouTube. That's what Cam Solutions is here for. So you want somebody to help you out with your channel, definitely contact us. All the information down below. But let's go ahead, let's get inside. I'm looking crazy, scruffy. Look at me. I ain't look like this, but I saved this look so I can get a fresh cut by Dan. So let's go ahead, let's go inside. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm now in the chair. Make sure you guys go check out the other video where we talk a lot about the history of Danny, where he kind of started in his barbershop. Go check that video out. Donovan gets a fresh cut. Get a lot of answers in that video about what type of cut he gets. But this video right here is more serious because I've been trying to push Danny and pump Danny to do this YouTube thing and add to his business and add to his brand, and also expand the shop and go extremely big. Open up another shop, still keep this one, but open up another one where it's just him and he can kind of control the whole thing. So I'm super excited to see him filming and doing a lot of other stuff. So this section is gonna be a lot more serious. There ain't no kids involved. Well, Donovan's over there. But you guys know how raw I get. I Straight Outta Content. I got my wife in the background too. So Danny and I, we're gonna now get into the business part. Let me try to click. All right, Danny, so we're here. We've been seeing all the dope content that you've been dropping. You're getting better. Oh, snap. I'll put him on my rig. What's the next process that you're gonna do? I know in the last video I asked what would make you somebody who's got over 400 loyal customers, people paying you, what's your lowest cut right now? 45, 40? 40 bucks. People paying you no less than 40 a cut. You got all these customers. What would make you want to jump into social media and all the work it takes to film and edit, and post, and do all this other stuff?
Well, I want to expand my reach. And what I mean by that is be able to get out there and more people to see me and see my brand. That way, when I open up another shop and I have barbers in there, I have people at least wanting to come through there and not see me, see what we got going on, man.
And that's something that Danny and I have talked about on many occasions. Is he's in a very unique position, and in business it's very hard to get there because he's already established. So if you guys don't know, Danny's been around for 20 years. He's already got his clientele, which most people coming out of barber school, that's what they strive to get, and it's very hard to get that. So I always thought for him, the easy part is the filming and getting his brand out there because he's already got little followers to go around and talk, people to subscribe, people to watch his content, and then share it, and then kind of scale from there and make one of these new modern barbershops where, as he's getting older, what are you now, 41, 42? 42, doing this for 20 years, that takes a toll on your body. And eventually you want to start to taper down and build a part of your business that doesn't rely on you cutting somebody's hair.
Yes, sir. That's actually my goal. My goal is if you start hitting a certain age and you have to start transitioning your life into not being behind the chair so much. And so that's really my goal. So I want to get a good following and start selling merch, start doing all these affiliate links and all of this kind of stuff to bring in extra income. That way when I open my own barbershop, I have a nice following, and that way I can just focus on marketing the shop.
Yeah, and that's what we're here. That's what we're here to do. That's what we do with different companies. A shout out to Ventura, shout out to Mamaki. That's what we do. We link with companies or friends of us, right? Because I've known Danny way before any business. He's just a close friend. I look up to him like an older brother. And we come in, we're here to help in any way, shape, form, or possible. You build your social media platform and there's a lot of questions that people have. They may see people filming or they may see a video, but like, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And we link with your business to help you do that. And now businesses are hiring us to do that. So this is one of those situations to where once Danny started, we're like, okay, well, these are some steps that you can do to take your barbershop to the next level and transition over to something that is truly amazing. There's actually some ideas that we talked about that won't be discussed on camera. We don't want nobody to steal them. But two, it's funny that you talk about like your goal and as you get older, because my grandfather just passed and I haven't mentioned it. And he's the business guy. Like he's what we all learned and inherited our business from. Although he was able to create and pass down his company to his son, and then his son passed it down to his grandson. So now it's in the family. It's the same thing that you can also do as well. But he physically worked up until his late 70s on his legs, on his feet every day, detailing cars, and it took a toll on his body. So his last decade and a half, 20 years, he wasn't really mobile. Whereas his son, he doesn't have to clean cars. And he hasn't had to his entire 50s. So he's going to be a lot more mobile. He kind of, you know what I mean? He could see where his father was physically having to do it, still made great money, still was able to pass it down. But my Uncle Stephen understood marketing and all these other things and was able to expand to the point. And that's exactly what I really want to see for Danny, because he just has all the potential in the world. And it's just like a full circle moment.
Well, what happens is each generation get a little smarter and they learn from the mistakes of the past generation.
Yes.
And that's what I think is happening with the younger barbers and taking this industry to a new level, is they learn from guys' mistakes. And what I mean by that is like some barbers have become a slave to being behind the chair. I was one of them at one time.
Okay.
And you start to feel like, hey, like this is it. Like all I'm gonna be doing is cutting hair forever. And there's no real growth for it. Like it's like you get to a certain point and then you plateau.
Okay.
But a lot of these newer guys, these dudes is on 5 and 10 year retirement plans. They like, hey man, I'm not finna cut hair my whole life, and I'm finna figure out how to use this as a stepping stone to get to the next level. And so you got a guy like me who, it probably took 24 years for my brain to switch and to start paying attention to what's happening in the world. But these youngsters is like, hey man, in 5 years, I'm going to that level. And I respect it. Like that's what's supposed to happen. My son is 20, and if he was thinking like me, I would think it's a problem.
Oh, okay. So, and I was gonna ask, and Shelly and I were talking about this, like I said, as I got to see, we were driving yesterday and I was like, yo, like my little cousin doesn't have to worry about anything. Very similar situation. Like you own a business, my Uncle Stephen has the business. He went to college, your son went to college. And then there was a time when my cousin didn't want to take over, the family business.
Right.
And now he's vice president. And this entity is huge. And he's probably like 5 years older than your son. So I always thought like, wow, Danny's in that position, the same position, to create multiple locations and then, maybe talk to your son like, hey, I know you can, because I think your son's gonna be like a doctor, right? Or something. What'd you say?
Yeah, he's going to physical therapy school.
Yes, but I always wondered, did you ever have that conversation with him like, hey, I want to build something to leave to you and your brothers and sisters, but you can lead it since you're the oldest?
Not in particular. I kind of want my kids to take their own path. But
Okay.
if I have it to lead, it'll be fine. I look at it like it's an addition to what they build.
Okay.
I don't want to get in the way of them and them feeling, guilt tripped into doing what daddy done.
Okay, gotcha.
But if anybody I see leaning towards it, it would be my youngest son.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, this dude told me he not going to college unless he play basketball. And my oldest son, he graduated from college at 20.
Wow. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful to hear, because maybe he's looking at it like how you said the youngsters are. Like, hey, I can do it in 5 years. I can do what you did at 4 years at school. I can do it in 5 years.
Yeah.
On my own, doing something else.
And I think, listening to your story about your family, sometimes, man, the kids you have to be honest enough to let your kids tell you what you did wrong or where they saw some fault in you. Even though back in the day, a lot of people sacrificed, and a lot of the older people would get mad if you spoke up and said, hey, well, you told them something bad about themselves. They viewed it as you a child, stay in the child's place.
Yeah.
But a lot of times kids have a perspective that you're not thinking about. Like, they can see your weaknesses and your flaws. If you're being honest and just pay attention to what your kids tell you, I think it can take your mind, it could take you to a new level in life, like a new level of consciousness, if that makes sense.
It does, because I didn't know that they fought. My uncle was on a podcast recently, and he was telling me how when my grandfather started to get old, and he's the youngest, just like your sons, he's the oldest, my Uncle Michael, but then 10 years later, was my Uncle Stephen. He was the one who was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not, my uncle, your son wants to be a doctor. My Uncle Michael ended up being a lawyer. So it's very similar paths. But my Uncle Stephen was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not, he even, like, your youngest son wants to play basketball. My Uncle Stephen, he played semi-pro football. Didn't make it, went right into working and then entrepreneurship. So there's a lot of similarities there. But yes, I didn't know that. My mother had to tell me, who's the oldest, had to tell me, like, no, Uncle Stephen and Papa Jim, they used to clash heads a lot when it came to the business. But my Uncle Stephen was trying to explain, like you said, hey, these are the new things are done like this. When you're telling the person who has it all, they don't necessarily want to listen, and you're a child. Yeah. You should stay in the child's place. So I 100% agree and understand what you're saying. And that's tough. But luckily, our generation, we're a little more, I guess, open-minded? I don't know if that's the word to say. We're more open to listen, not as traditional.
Yeah.
If that's, something better to say as we...
Yeah, it's like we could take the criticism a little better. Because I think social media in the world is so much rougher now. Because, if you on social media, hey man, somebody gonna leave a comment or say something that's gonna, if you don't have no thick skin, it's gonna sting a little bit.
Did somebody leave a comment on your post video?
Yeah, man. I went on there and I liked it though.
Yeah.
I could take whatever.
Yep. I tell them all the time, you just paid me, right? Keep coming, keep commenting. Because you're making the video go. I got a video that's hated, but YouTube likes it. Like, they hate it. I'm like, guys, please keep hitting that thumbs down, because YouTube's gonna continue to put it in front of people's faces. And that's really how social media works. But you gotta have the mindset to understand that versus taking it personal, because you're never gonna meet this person. You know what I'm saying? This person got something going on in their day. And that's the beauty about being literally able to, in 2024, monetize everything. That's why I tell you, anything that you do is valuable. From the fan, to the sound bar, to the fence post. You know what I mean? There's somebody right there whose fence just got blown down and they go to YouTube to find it.
Yeah.
And it's best that it be your video, because as we're sitting here making this video today, June 3rd, 2024, when we make the video when you're monetized and you see that first $10 hit your YouTube account, you're gonna be like, what? You know what I mean? It really, because we all look at YouTubers like the Jake Pauls and Mr. Beast of the world and stuff like that, and we're like, that's not obtainable. Like you used to look at like a movie actor or something like that. You're like, that's hard.
Yeah.
But this stuff is obtainable.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, they make it seem possible, and y'all make it seem possible as well. Cause I've been following you guys from the beginning.
Yeah.
And seeing you guys come up, I'm like, man, like it really inspired me. And while these people out here, you know, you might get some people hating, but even in they hate, they watching something you did.
Yeah.
You was working. What they not realizing is you working.
Yeah.
What you hating on is me working. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Watch me work. Eventually they're gonna start to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or be inspired by it, yeah. Or copy it. We see that a lot. Yeah, staying consistent, which I want to commend you on, Danny, because what Danny, guys, if you guys don't know, he's doing things like what professionals are already doing, which is keeping videos locked and loaded, private. And again, there's no limitations. There's no limitations. He's filming from his phone. Are you editing on your phone?
Yes, sir.
Editing on his phone, uploading, got the apps that he needs, and he's producing content. And that's where it starts for everybody. Unless you are like modern and you have a budget and you know about cameras, that's where you're gonna start. That's where all the big guys started. So I love showing other people out there, whether or not you're in our industry or whatever industry that you're in, to just pick the camera up. And the thing about Danny is, and I think that this boils down to just the type of person that you are or are not, Danny will ask me a question and then I will see the result later. It's so easy to work with people in brands like that. You know what I mean? It's so, as I'm looking at my wife over there, it's so easy to work like that and under those conditions with somebody, because this entire thing is about figuring it out. Like, I can give Danny all the tips in the world, but if he can't figure it out on his own, some of the small nuances, like when I told him, hey, get a Mac, get this, get that, so that you can airdrop, it makes editing easy and stuff like that. He took the advice, but it didn't stop him from filming with the things that he already has now. And what people really have in just industries, period, especially when it comes to businesses, is excuses.
Yeah, yeah.
There's always some excuse of why you can't do this or why you can't do that or something along those lines. Meanwhile, is that rain? No. Meanwhile, while that's being said, everybody's literally doing what you're saying can't be done.
Yeah, yeah. I think, bro, some people will probably, if you gave them some advice like that, some people will probably be like, oh, I'm gonna just wait till I get the MacBook.
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so glad you didn't, man.
I know I need it, but I'm gonna create this content right now with what I got, and I'm gonna make something happen.
Yeah, and that's what I love. So like if you post something, I just care that you post it. So like the title yesterday with all the hashtags being next to each other. I'm just glad that the content is out. That's the easy stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
The title and stuff like that. The hard part was filming it. Camera location. When you almost dropped the sound bar in the TV when you hit it and it, that was hilarious. I'm so glad you left that in. That was hilarious.
You know what's funny is a lot of people probably try to edit out their mistakes.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like that the authenticity of you being human is what take you to another level. I don't think people want to see a perfect video. Like, no, like, man, because if you looking at somebody and you aspiring to do that, it's like you learn from the mistakes. And if you don't make the mistakes or people don't see you make the mistakes, they tend to think you're not a real person.
Yeah. You were going to say something, babe? Oh, yeah, that was funny. So I don't know if you guys can hear Chelly off camera, but make sure you guys go over to Cutting Up with Dan and you check out the fence post video. And during the video, he put the phone face down and you just hear him in the background banging. I guess you were banging the pole into the ground. I don't know what you was doing, but it was funny.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember? Yeah. We're like, Danny, put the camera up.
All I remember is it was a pain in the ass to get it out the ground, get the old post out the ground. And you know, the guy made the comment on the video saying this is how you don't build a fence. But what he don't realize, I don't know where he's at, but if you in Texas, these winds we've been getting out here lately, all these storms been tearing people brand new fences off. Like snatching them right up out the ground. So I don't care where you at, but if you out here in Texas, these storms ain't no joke. And what happened to that fence post is like, it got eaten up by termites. So when I redid my fence during COVID, I actually didn't replace all the posts. Some of the posts were still good, but that post it just went bad fast. So when it blew all my neighbors' fence over and that post broke, I was grateful. So I was like, let me go out here and fix this one post. Cause my neighbors, they whole fence blew away on both sides.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, good Lord.
I give that credit to Carl. So I give that credit to you. I was telling him all the stuff I be doing around the house. He like, yo, you did that, son?
tell them, because I can't speak because you're doing my lip. Tell them what she was saying and then answer it.
Well, what Shelly is saying is that I'm doing more than just barber content. And I'm doing stuff all around my house, DIY stuff, because I'm more than a barber. I like to tell people that I say I'm more than a barber all the time. But Carl, he inspired me because I would tell him stuff that repairs I was making around my house, and he like, yo, son, you know how to do that? Like, man, turn your camera on, son. And so I just turn the camera on while I'm doing actual things that I would be doing anyway.
I didn't know that you was that much of a handyman. I said, he doing it. Because I've been to your house. And again, guys, go check out that video too with us with his F-150. That video's doing really well. And that's why I always tell people, you never know. You never know. And I remember he was like, hey man, you want anything for doing this? And I'm like, no, this video is gonna pay me. And it is. You know what I mean? That's what's so beautiful about this, especially the YouTube and the ability to monetize your life. You know what I mean? As I look at that headlight over there with the little water in it, I'm like, that's another video. You know what I mean? That's another video that's gonna run forever if you swap out that headlight, because all the content that I've ever done is still paying me to this day and will pay me forever.
Right.
And with Danny, once he told me he's doing all that type of stuff, I don't know how to do it. So Danny's doing automotive stuff. I remember you told me you baked your headlight and took the thing off, and I'm like, good Lord, electrical. I'm like,
oh yeah, I put the halo rings in my headlights.
Yeah, you put the halo rings in your headlights. I'm like, so these are talent or things that other people want to do. Don't nobody want to go to a big shop, and how much would it have to cost to do that?
Probably $1,000.
How much you do it for?
Probably spent $50.
See? And how difficult do you think it was?
It probably was, on a scale of 1 to 10, it probably was a 10.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna lie to you.
He put halo, was it bulbs? Halo
rings.
Halo rings in his headlights of his Lexus.
Yeah, you can control it from your phone.
I wouldn't
You
do
can
it.
make them change colors, flash like the police lights.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. So when he did it, I said, and I'll do damn near anything to a car, but I said, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't sticking my headlight in the oven to release the glue. I understand how to do it. I'm like, nah, but he did it successfully. And I was like, man, even way back though, but I knew when he told me that, when I first met him, he airbagged your Maxima.
It was a Malibu.
The Malibu?
Yeah.
But you had bags on your Maxima, right?
No. Nah.
Really? You had rims.
Yeah, I just was tucking a little bit.
But it's really all about growth. And I want Danny to film as you grow and transition to the next shop. And I want all that to be documented so that people can watch and be inspired as well. Just like you watch, because every time I come, Danny's like, hey, I watch this guy. Do you watch this guy? Do you watch this guy? And I'm like, I want to watch Danny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to watch Danny, and I want other people to watch Danny, because one, you've been doing, you've probably been doing it for as long as these kids have been on this earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, there's a whole different level of knowledge that you have that you passed on that I always believe so many people should see.
Yeah. Man, what I always tell my kids, I say, man, what you do when people are watching you, it don't matter. What you do when people not watching you, that's what's gonna make things matter when people are watching you. So my sons, they see me all the time. Even my daughter see me watching other barbers, see me watching haircut videos. Cause man, let's be honest, haircuts are always gonna change. I've been in this industry all these years and styles have changed so many times.
Oh, they have.
And if you don't keep up with that kind of stuff, and if you think you got the master plan to cutting hair, you don't. Like, it's gonna be somebody come along and they gonna outcut you.
Oh, I thought they stay the same.
No.
Oh, okay.
Unless you plan on keeping the same clientele your whole life and living and dying with the same people, and they never want to switch their haircuts up, that's the only way you're gonna stay relevant is keeping up with the trend. So I always watch people cutting hair. Like when I'm telling you about, hey, have you checked this guy? A lot of times it's just me doing my behind the scenes, I guess continuing education, if that's what you want to call it.
Okay. So and talk to me how you plan on bringing all of this to the next shop.
In my next shop, my vision is to probably do something on the lines of having it set up in advance for social media, like for every barber. Like I want to teach barbers how they can grow their following through social media. And so I want to have the shop set up in that capacity already.
Like a ring light, everything.
Yeah, I want to have, and these ring lights are okay, but it can be set up different as long as the lighting is right from the beginning.
Yeah. And do you plan to require that each barber, if they don't already have their own, create their own?
Yes. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to switch my focus from cutting hair to the managerial side, where I'm growing other people. So I want to bring more value to those barbers, whatever their goals is, because everybody goes different.
Yeah.
My goal might be I want to make $5,000 a week.
Yeah.
And then somebody else's goal might be, hey man, I just want to come in and make $1,200 a week and I'm good. And I only want to work 2 days. So as long as I can help those barbers get to their personal goal as fast as I can, that's my goal.
You had mentioned something that stuck with us the last time, and I hope I got time to touch on this. When you had said the 40 grand a month, and you were saying work backwards from it. And Chelly and I, where were we walking to? It was in Conroe. Remember we had parked and we was like, we both had the same idea. We was like, Danny's thinking about it from working backwards, but we're thinking about it from like, we see 40 for you small. Like that ain't even, that's like 8 months, a year.
Right.
Well, we're looking like it's so many different things, right, babe?
I can give y'all a little more context in some of that conversation as I remember it. I listened to this guy, Myron Golden. Shout out to Myron Golden. He got a big following. He's a motivational speaker. Man, I listened to him and he was saying, whatever your goal is, come up with a goal on how much money you want to make and double it. And it blew my mind. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, I want to make 20 grand a month. But then I wasn't ready for him to say double it.
Well, see, and we were looking at it like, I guess it's because the access to the industry that we're in. Mm-hmm. I would tell you, I wouldn't put a number on it. So it's limitless.
Yeah.
That was our conversation. It's like, how does he have a number on it? It should be limit. Like, it should just be, because it can. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the reality of it, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like the actual reality, but most people can't fathom that because most people need a goal. Yeah. At least at first. And then once you get to a certain level, then you can make the goal unlimited.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna stop. If I'm able to make it to, I'm not gonna say if, when I'm able to make it to 40 grand a month, that's not gonna be the end goal. Like, it's not just like I'm gonna stop.
I think it was a process in which to work down from 40, because we're like, well, if he works up to infinity, he'll surpass 40 by accident. Not necessarily by accident, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because.
It's the same concept, because what he said was go to 20 grand, like what's your number? Then double that. So your concept is, whatever the number is, it's infinity. The number after that is infinity.
Well, not even necessarily. Well, I think what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to try to articulate it,
okay,
because it's in my brain, but it's hard to get it out, is if you just focus on the process, it's inevitable that it does. If you focus 100% on the process, which for you, expanding the next shop and putting people in place that bring not just value, but also monetary value to that specific shop.
Right.
On a daily basis.
And I like where you're going with this.
That isn't reliant on you. So if that's in place, it's an always evolving number, right? Because things are always changing. We just went through COVID, right? Things are always changing, but it's still scalable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you look at things in scale, and this is just how my brain works, there's not necessarily a number it's more of a position.
Right.
Am I in the position to where, and I don't really care for him, but he said something very true. He said, it was like a clip I seen years ago. Joe Rogan was like, this is way before his deal with Spotify. He's like, I want the type of money to where everything is free. And I said, oh, that's fire. I said, oh, that's fire. And I don't watch this dude. This dude's not like a pivotal person in my life or nothing like that. I just happened to see the clip. And I was like, yo, that's dead fire. They also call it FU money too, but I'm just saying that the processes can be put in place to where when you look, you may be at 20, you may be at 60 a month. It really doesn't matter to you because your process is running and now you can double it and triple the process. And each process, if running well, like if you were to double or triple this, how much money that would be.
Right.
But you know that you can also scale this because you're the one who's responsible for every dime that you bring in to this seat.
Yes,
versus if all these people are paying not only towards the building, which you could own, towards the shop or whatever, they're also bring value because you can use that whenever you borrow money, which, working out a good debt is how these rich people really bank, because they're not looking at, if I'm making 40 grand, they're looking at whatever 40 grand a month times 12 is, I need to borrow that amount of money so that I can operate.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's really working. I mean, yeah, I guess you can go from backwards up or either way, but it starts with your camera right there. Because as valuable as you are, the weird world that we live in, this right here quadruples or 10x's your value, your validity, I guess, in a weird way.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Because those guys that you watch, they don't have as many years as you. When you grade them on cuts, are they right there with you? They were, so they still solid barbers?
Oh no, they solid barbers, man.
Yeah, that's good. So then whatever value they have on social media, what are they charging?
What I like about them is their business mind. Because in actuality, the nicer you cut, the better off you are, and the faster you can probably build your clientele.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you don't have to be the best barber in the world to get
Top dollar.
Yeah, to get 50 people to come sit in your chair or get 70 people to mess with you a week or whatever.
And that's my point. At this point, unfortunately, it used to be you had to be the best barber.
Yeah.
Now you can just be solid, decent, but if your platform is large enough, you're gonna get the people who are gonna come and pay you $100.
Yes, sir.
And that's the business part that you're talking about. And if you can build 10, 20 of those people in one shop that are all doing that, your ecosystem that you created, like you said, which is, hey, each booth should be its own independent, monetized, you know what I mean, funnel that's
almost like its own shop.
Yeah, that's funneling content for my brand. They can benefit from their brand, whatever, but you have to mention, this, whatever you name it, you have to mention this. Because I don't see barber prices going down in the future, right? If Donovan's 12, when I was young in New York, it was 20 at his age. And like you said, Texas was far behind, so it wasn't 20 when I came to Texas.
Yeah.
But I paid what I was used to in New York. He's doubled that. At 12, his cut is double that. So when he's 30 something, his cut will probably be 60 to 80.
Yeah. And
that'll be normal. But there's still a time period before that happens where you're charging that or more, because you can change your clientele depending on the type of barber that you have sitting at the booth. You got a Spanish cat, Asian cat, or something like that. Now you're cutting all demographics.
Yeah, that's another thing that's changed about the industry. Back in the day, barbers used to stick within their race.
Yep.
You might have a Spanish guy, he's cutting all Spanish people. You had a black guy cutting all black people, white guy cutting all white people. But now, since the industry is blown up, a lot of people are learning how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so that takes it to another level as well. And that's what I love about it, because, when you first started coming to me, I was in a shop with those two Spanish ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I taught them how to fade, and they taught me how to use the shears. So that's kind of how I was able to go to another level faster than a lot of cats around me.
Yeah, then you're also really smart too. Goes without saying. Because like I said, it's rare that I tell somebody or I give somebody advice on something and they take it that fast.
Hey man, you gotta know what you don't know. That's what I would say. I would say a smart person knows exactly what he doesn't know.
Yeah. And then remember last time we were talking about execution.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So it was great to see you execute for us. And this is what I want, you know, people watching this video to know, that we're here on a Monday. Danny don't cut hair on a Monday. And this cut is worth, both of these together is what, $85?
Yes, sir.
Right, but I'm here on behalf of my platform.
Actually, I charge $100 on Mondays.
Oh, there you go. That's bad funny. I was like, what's he about to say?
I do have.
I was like, what is he about to say?
If you look on Booksy, I do have off day cuts. But
I think you said that, babe.
Yeah, you have to book me by text. You can't just book it on the app like normal. And I do come up here sometimes on Monday or Sunday or Wednesday when I'm normally off.
And that was an idea I wanted to tell you, is like, you know, use Mondays to cut somebody for the channel in the shop, and then the content that they'll see, they're eventually going to see a different background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of in the home, and then you look, just come in, does somebody cut your hair for my channel? How much? Don't worry about it. I'm cutting hair for my channel. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back tenfold. You know what I mean? And then practice, and then every time you film, change something. Try to add something to it. Try to, you know what I mean? Try to add a different element.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just keep learning and growing.
Yeah, baby. You look how many things the entire video we put out yesterday to show Cam Solutions and all the companies that we worked with. That was all free, except for Ventura. That was the only company. Outside of them, Wing Zone, their entire campaign before they closed down, Mamaki, Cutworks. Well, yeah, but they still came through. You know what I mean?
Smile for me, Carl.
They still came through. So, but that was all the stuff that we did for free for our channel, because we knew we get paid from it. But it allowed us for other people to see, like, oh, snap, look what they do. And now we have a reel, and it's associated with Cam Solutions, where,
hey man, I know you don't like this, but I'm gonna use some enhancement on you. You can scrub it out your head if you want to, but I need it for the shot.
I don't know what he's about to put in my hair. Oh my Lord.
Tune 45, no drip.
Why are you
It's
doing
the
this
best
to me?
stuff on earth.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's actually an enhancement.
I don't.
You
Why
can
you-
wash your hair. It don't come out the
I-
first time you wash it.
I need it to come out. Why are you doing this to me, D? Danny, I never realized your accent till I see it on video.
Yeah, that's what one of my coworkers said. They should call you Country Dan.
Yeah,
I was like,
I said, what?
like Houston.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not. I don't put it on where it look too crazy.
Remember the dude over there, babe, that we watched in Wayne's chair? That's not Beijing.
No,
What's Beijing?
it's similar. Beijing is old.
Oh.
This stuff is newer. This is that guy Chris Basio stuff.
And it's specifically for pictures?
Enhancing your edge up. No, people wear it. Man, people get it with their regular cuts.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
It's a way for you to make more money as a barber. Like, you know, you can charge $5-10 more for your haircuts.
Really?
Just by having this. Yeah.
Dudes be asking for it?
Yeah.
I can see
Like when you don't get it, so you don't go on Booksy looking for it, but there's people who book me and they put like, it's a addition.
Word?
You can go in and add it on Booksy, say, I want the enhancement. And it's like, I only charge $5 more for it.
You usually charging like 15.
Normally maybe like 4 or 5 days. Cause this one you can see the other stuff, the old stuff, you couldn't really wash your hair with it. This stuff here, you can wash your hair, and as long as you don't try to scrub it out or use alcohol will take it right out.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Because next is that. Dudes start with this and then they get that. That hair unit, once they go bald, age is something I embrace. You know what I mean? And if hair loss comes with age,
Hey, that's what happened to me, Doc.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hair loss comes with age, is, hey, guess what? I'm happy to be there.
Yeah, when you started coming with him, I was already bald, right?
Yeah.
And when he first started coming to me, I had braids, and then I grew hair, and I cut it off, then I grew my hair back and had dreads. You probably can't even see me with dreads, huh?
Yeah, it's mad funny. He was skinny
They
too.
like- They like this long.
Yeah.
Well,
I
my
don't
braids
remember
was that
dreads.
long too.
Yeah, his braids was long. I remember him with the braids. I can't say I remember you with the dreads. Yep.
I had dreads when we had this shot, bro.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But my memory's shot.
Yep, I had the little bang in the front, little baby hair.
Shelly's all in the shot.
I'm so sorry.
All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. I'm sure there'll be more in the future. I hope you guys learned a lot in this business spotlight of Danny's Barbershop please, we will definitely be here for the transition. Danny, you go to look at another spot or whenever you decide on a spot, let us know so we can come and film. That's something that we do too.
Quick question before we get out of here. What is some advice you would give to up and coming barbers starting out, wanting to start their own barbershop? What would be the best advice for them?
The thing I would say is pay attention to your lease, most definitely. Work on your craft. Make sure you have a solid foundation and be disciplined in what you do. Make sure you on time. Make sure you your clientele is ready to move with you to the next level. Because some people will come out of school and then they may want to just go right into opening up their own shop. But I would say work in the shop and go try to get tutelage from someone who already have a shop. Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't get out there and try to make them all on your own. You're gonna make some mistakes anyway. But if you could learn from somebody else's mistake, then take that advice that they give you and run with it. And I think that will help you to not bump your head so much and not hit some of the pitfalls that other people run into opening businesses. Because the thing is, as the generations go on, people are supposed to get smarter. And people aren't supposed to work harder. Working harder ain't gonna do nothing but make you more tired. So that's the advice that I would give somebody.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you for having us in your shop today, Phazes Barbershop. All the information will be linked in the description below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe to Danny's channel as well, Cutting Up with Dan. That will also be in the description. And Mr. Straight Outta Content, it's all done.
Appreciate that. Yep, all done. Like Chelly said, link in the description for everything down below. He's finishing. But again, please pay attention. Just like you guys seen our growth, go back and look at those old videos back when we were
One more thing.
opening up the store and we were showing all the inside of the store and everything. Go check out all those videos because we plan to be here for Danny whenever he does the same thing for his next location. I'm extremely excited and we will document the whole thing on this channel. So just stay tuned. You got any questions? It's a big thing. If you guys got any questions, leave them down in the comment below and I will let Danny know and maybe we'll do another video and maybe we'll just keep it going because we talk about business every time we come to the barbershop. That's what I mean. Predominantly, that's all of our conversations. For the last 20 years, we're talking about economics, business, family. Him and I he hit me up with an idea about starting a podcast and stuff like that. So can I turn the chair?
Yes, sir.
Are you about to wipe me off?
Yeah.
This is it's something that him and I are just truly passionate about, and I'm glad that now we can come together and we can do something together to help build his business as well as ours and the platform. So please subscribe. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. Head on over to Cutting Up with Dan, at Cutting Up with Dan on YouTube. Also at Cutting Up with Dan on Instagram as well. And he's super booked, so if you want a haircut, it's gonna be $100. Tell him your boy Straight Outta Content sent you. We're out. Peace out.
Also, you guys can, y'all can find me on Booksy, Cuts by Dan, and also on my channel. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make a video about it, but I'm telling you guys in advance, I'm gonna give away a pair of Babyliss edgers. I'm a zero gap them for you. They're either gonna be the silver effects, gold effects, or the blacked out edition.
You gotta go with the gold. You gotta go with the gold.
Go with the gold?
Yeah, go with the gold.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the audience pick. I'm gonna see, I just want y'all to leave a comment and say which clippers y'all want me to give away. And I'm gonna pick somebody to win a pair of barbershop quality, zero gap trimmers. For those of you who want to shave your own faces, line yourself up, and between cuts, I'm going to give away a pair of them. They're going to be, like I said, they're going to be either the silver effects, the gold, the rose gold, or the black.
That's it, guys. Subscribe. Let's get them to 1,000. That's going to be it.